Well, he's the most controversial figure in sport. When his office in New York was firebombed, the fire chief allegedly said they'd narrowed it down to 1 million suspects. Jim Rosenthal, the irrepressible Don King. Hey, Mr. King.
Okay. Welcome back to New York. Thank you very much indeed, Ian. Muhammad Ali has called this the biggest fix in boxing history. Did you fix the fight?
Absolutely not. You know, I have nothing to do with the outcome or the selection of judges in a fight. My job as a promoter is to put the fighters together and to sell tickets, market the event, and then let it go from there.
Don, were you in any way embarrassed? Because I know a lot of people around New York, and you don't find many embarrassed Americans, do you, are embarrassed about what's happened to Lennox over here?
Well, you have a very unpopular decision, but not a corrupt decision. And this is the distinction between what is happening. But I have to agree with Lennox and everyone else that has said, and I watched the program, is that this is the best thing that could have happened as far as lifting him up from mediocrity to excellence. You know, Shakespeare says, sweet are the uses of adversity, which ugly and venomous like the toad, yet wears a precious jewel in his head. I think Lennox is a jewel in adversity. This has done more for him than any decision other than a knockout going into this fight. So you can take it one way, and take it another. All I can say is that I have a great deal of respect. I was never more impressed with his boxing skills and talents than I was that night on March 13th.
Do you think he won the fight?
I would not second guess the
No, it's an opinion. Do you think he won it?
My opinion is meaningless. All I can do is accept what the judges have said, but I can say this. Lennox Lewis done himself very proud. He handled himself very dignified, and he did his job, and he has an opportunity to do it again. So that's what really counts, and he has a great mother.
What chance of the rematch happening in Britain?
There's always an opportunity for it to happen in the great UK, because the UK is a beautiful place. We've got beautiful people, and I love the people of the UK. You know what I mean? I know when all of this quieting down and the chips fall where they're made, it would be just what anyone else would do, take an objective, dispassionate step back and find out that you had a bad decision. So, I mean, you're going to have this objective because you're dealing with human beings.
I might have missed it, Don. I didn't get the answer. What chance of the rematch?
Nice one. Who we got to ask us?
I'm with Coronation Street star John Saviden.
I don't know what it's like over in America, but over here, you certainly come in for a lot of personal criticism. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know what it is? It's very, very difficult for me, not one of the run-of-the-mill, not from Oxford or Eton, you know what I mean, not from Cambridge, not being able to go to Harvard, Yale, or Princeton, to be able to to achieve and obtain. If your mind can conceive it, your body can achieve it. So I find myself being a controversial person because they can't figure out how I continue to succeed in spite of the insurmountable odds and difficulties I have to face. But I face them with smile, and I continue to go as Churchill would do. He said, we will fight them on the beaches, we will fight them in the trenches, we will fight them in the air battles, but we shall never, never surrender. Victory is ours.
Yes, as you can hear, you're charming everybody. But the thing is, why then, with this massive, beautiful smile you're having, these lyrics, from Shakespeare and the Bible, you're quoting all the time, why do people give you this hassle?
No one knows about me. They don't know about me or my family or my hurts or my joys. So they go out for what they read and what they consume. It isn't any other way. That's why I never feel bad about people criticizing me, because it's normal. You know what I mean? This is not abnormal. This is an agenda. And the agenda is to criticize one who is a lumpen proletariat. You know what I mean? That comes up and gets into the elitists. But I'm like Rudyard Kipling. I can walk with kings. The people are my motivation. The people. God bless the people. We, the people.
Okay, yeah, we got another question for you. Okay, who we got?
Yeah, I'm with Gary Mason, Ian, over here.
Gary Mason.
Mr. King, Mr. Mason speaking here.
Hi, Gary. How are
you doing? All right. If there was a rematch, who would you put your money on?
If it was a rematch, I would like for the Pope to pick the judges. And so maybe with that sanctification, it would be no problem, because I never get involved with them one way or the other. I think that what you have and what we have all found is a jewel in Lennox Lewis. It is something that I think even the British public marvels in, because they was not in love with Lennox Lewis. They felt there was a lot to be desired. I think that this guy rose above the crowd, and this is what happens. Adversity brings these things out. And so in a way, you know, as bad as this may seem, I think it's one of the best things that could have ever happened to Lennox Lewis, because now he will receive his just dues if he can continue with his dedication, commitment, and his tenacity and performance. You know, you can't cook with cold grease. You got to turn the stove on.
Mr. King, we would like the title to be held in England somewhere. Could you help us with that?
I'm looking forward to working with the team and doing the best I can for the benefit of all the people of the UK and along with the people of the world at large. So I'm very happy, you know what I mean? Long live the Queen.
Mr. King, I just want to ask you, do you think that Evander Holyfield has had his day?
If you have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible unto you. You can tell yonder mountain to be removed, and hence, in the twinkling of an eye, the mountain will be removed.
Yeah!
So yes, he has an opportunity to come back and win dramatically. But it's up to Lennox to stop that. He's got to stand at the threshold of greatness and say, Evander, you can't come in. There's no more room at the end. You know what I mean?
We've got another question from the audience for you.
Yeah, Don, I've got one for this. Barry McGuigan here, Don. Why are you so introverted?
You know what? The only thing that really in my career that I missed was the fighting Irishman, Barry McGuigan. I would have loved to have had the opportunity to promote you. The leprechauns would be dancing from glen to glen. We would be singing old Danny Boy, and true little an Irish lullaby. If I had had opportunity to promote you, it would have been something just SKD, as we say in the vernacular of the ghetto, something kind of different, because you were a great fighter, a great competitor, very tenacious, very courageous, and I want to say to you and all the people of Britain, Barry McGuigan, champion's champion, great fighter, and I love you.
Jim, only in America is your great praise. Next time, if it is here in America, will Lennox get justice?
Lennox will get justice because Lennox is a determined, dedicated, tenacious young man, great skills, great talent, very articulate, and he will be able to do what's necessary to do to make certain that justice is done. And I think that the same thing would apply in anything that you do. It's how much you really want something and how much you will go out to go and get it. And I think this is so marvelous, you know what I mean, that we will have an opportunity to address the great Britain public on a celebrating situation like this here, where you got a decision that was so controversial and so unpopular that it catapulted Lewis into prominence. God bless you, Lennox Lewis, and God bless you, guys. Love you.
Mr. King, thank you very much, and God bless you, right?
God bless you, and God bless England, and God bless the King. Thank you for having me. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I had to do this for Violet and Lennox and Dennis.